What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action. Spawning on the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Thor. His name is Kvoth. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Punkstar. The map is Watering Hole. And yes, we've got Kvoth finally playing a civilization that isn't busted. He only plays busted civilizations. Hades. He's recently started playing Ra. Gaia, obviously busted as well. I'm just kidding. All right, so Pixie are coming through here. I love this matchup. I always say I love this matchup because it's absolute chaos. You get really strong Greek units. Thank you for the gifted sub, Bennett Chess. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for the support. So you get those Hippocon, which are really, really strong. Those raiding cavalry, which are really, really fast. And then you have all of this weird stuff that happens in the Heroic Age. And then you also have ideas of Mythic Age, which are really, really challenging for the Thor player to overcome as well. But also the Poseidon player's got a lot of challenges to overcome in this matchup as well. So it's really, I mean, I just find it like just challenge after challenge after challenge to kind of figure out. Bennett Chess, he meant to subscribe myself. I'm not. Can I refund that? I don't actually know. I'll check afterwards. Remind me. So we'll see what Kvoth is going to be able to do here. Now he does go for the early Dwarven Gold Mine, which I think I would recommend most of the time here. I think I would recommend this most of the time against Poseidon. But sometimes, depending on the map, you might want to save it just in case there's an Aerish Rush coming for you. But I don't think that that's really going to be the case most of the time. Okay, well, let's see. All right, Bennett, thank you, Bennett Chess. Appreciate you, my friend. 6 months now. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's see how things are going to go. Let's go through some of the more modern strategies we start seeing out of Poseidon in this match. Actually, we'll go from the very beginning. So obviously in the very beginning, Poseidon is a... That was terrifying. So in the beginning, Poseidon is a cavalry-focused civilization. Therefore, Poseidon builds cavalry. It's one of the things that one of the small things that I don't particularly like about the Greek pantheon. Zeus has to build hoplites, Hades has to build archers, Poseidon has to build cavalry. Otherwise, you just don't get an advantage. But nonetheless, that's the way it is. So, Poseidon has to build cavalry. What tends to happen when Poseidon goes cavalry here is that you just go cavalry as the Norse, and then if the Norse player hits 115 pop, the 115 pop Norse army beats the 115 pop Poseidon army. And Poseidon players generally end up losing there. But what ended up happening, especially over the past couple of years, is Poseidon players started to get tricky with it. They started to say, yeah, Poseidon does get a cavalry bonus, but I don't have to make Hippocon. I can make Prodromus. And I can make hoplites. So instead of going for a crazy classical fight, they would go for hoplites into the Heroic Age and start making Prodromus. Or if they don't need to do that because their opponent is doing something different, they can then go for a Mythic Age behind that, Earthquake, and enjoy something else like that. So we'll see what Punkstar's going to go for here. But Kvoth is already walling himself up, and he's going to be in a very, very safe position here. At the top of the map, it is opened, so you can kind of see it's open by not gating this immediately, and then basically clicking over onto this spot, and then your Ulf Sucker is going to come around, and you can wall that off as well. Be Quiet has just put 100k piano song. Let's go, man. Let's go. We'll have to do a piano stream at some point. For those of you who do not know, I am a jazz piano player of sorts. Okay. Woodwall getting taken down over here. Does manage to put a stop to that as this one will get finished. And Dar Shipbuilder I like that name. The Shipbuilder. As the wall gets taken out, Centaur going to be coming through. And we'll see how things go. Stables on the way here for Punkstar. He is going to be going for what looks to be Mass Hippocon to kick this one off. And Kvoth, no surprises here, going to be opening up with those cavalry himself. One thing that Punkstar hasn't done here is he hasn't thrown up his own walls. Now, I think that in this situation, you probably don't want to because you're just going to get this forest burned down. But we'll see how things are going to go. Another thing that you can kind of do that's a little bit cheeky here as Poseidon to get yourself a little bit of an early advantage is build all your houses onto the one wood line or onto this wood line as well. So if your opponent or onto this wood line here as well. So if your opponent wants to burn this down, they have to give you militia for it as well, which does help you out in a big way. Good micro here from Kvoth. Going to be pulling that one back. Did he go through? Wait, he did go through Freya, didn't he? No, he's gone. That's weird. He's gone through Forseti. Obviously, Kvoth isn't really a Norse player, so he doesn't really know. But the big advantage which both players have in this matchup, if you don't go for Freya or you don't go for Hermes, is their respective unique technologies for their cavalry, Spirited Charge and or Thundering Hooves. Both of these kind of counteract each other in a way, but it keeps the raiding cavalry faster. If you don't have it, then actually the Hippocon becomes faster and it actually becomes stronger as well than the raiding cavalry. And Punkstar can actually win those full population fights with that upgrade. So we'll see how things are going to go as the gate does get taken out. You can go for Olsarks. You're absolutely right there, Sigma, in the chat, because you do get the upgrade Mithril Breastplate, and we are seeing some Olsarks starting to come out. So good call there. And one of the beautiful things about Olsarks is they train really, really quickly. So you can kind of offset that. You can wait for your opponent to commit into medium Hippocon, for example, before you go for it. And we do see Mithril Breastplate is coming through. That is 10% bonus hack vulnerability, or minus hack vulnerability there. As we also see Kvoth gets in on the back, tries to get a little bit of a ghost building in, not able to get the second one down, gets the second one down over here, though, as the Hippocon will be retreating away, and Punkstar is going to be kicking himself coming in onto this position here. As Kvoth too strong at the defense, and Punkstar has to pull back. Kvoth now ready to start grabbing this town set. He's got 2 elephants on this one, plus Thor's pig sticker. That's huge. This town center is absolutely beautiful here. And the question is, what is Punkstar going to do behind this? He's cut his Hippocon here for the time being. He's moving over onto wood, so it kind of looks like he wants to go for a town center himself here. And he's dropping some archery ranges here to deal with those Olfsarks. But potentially here as well, Kvoth could just go for a third town center. Just be really, really greedy here as well, because, well, Punkstar, he's got a tech switch, and he needs to get all his population out. And he has to get Hyundax out. He's got a lot of, there's a lot of time here needing to get spent, as we do see the villagers coming up here to grab the crowned crane. These are strong. They're only 10 HP, even though the, well, never mind. Well, that's a find and a half there from the Katoska boss of Punkstar. Whether or not he noticed it, he did notice it as the Hippocon going to be coming through there. But there's already units up here to defend. I would love to see this town center getting grabbed as well for Kvoth, as he's going to be grabbing his elephant over here as well. As all of those Hippocon are going to be greeted by mass Ulfstark with medium Ulfstark and Mithril Breastplate to boot here. I love the idea, because what it does is it puts those Ulfstark up another like 8.8 HP, effective HP, roughly. It's really, really good. As Hippocon going to be pulling back, third town center is coming through now for Kvoth, so he's going to be in an incredibly good position, economically speaking. But Punkstar is going to be going to the Heroic Age. And what does Heroic Age unlock? The Military Academy. Military Academy means a pacifist means a counter to those Ulfsarks here. And walls coming up everywhere as well. Watching Kvoth with his level of map control ability playing Norse, man, Norse is so good. When you get a Greek player like Matrius, for example, playing Norse, you see this. And Kvoth is that brand of Age of Mythology player as well. He's going to get these walls up all over the place and really make life difficult here for Punkstar. But Punkstar is trying to put a stop to this while this is all going on. The elephant's still over here. Punkstar pushes forward. These Ulfsark are more than capable of dealing with this. And the walls are already up as Kvoth tries to put a stop to this one. But the Hippocon going to come through. They do take that one out. The Hippocon retreating back here. Punkstar now able to advance with Heroic Cage. He does click up here. He's going through Aphrodite. No surprises there. No sneaky Hydra all-in ideas from the Poseidon of Punkstar here, though. I do actually kind of like that idea with all of those Ulfsarks out. Get a couple of Hydras out, get those heads out. It'll be difficult to defend against. But guess what? Kvoth has got so much economy now. He's going to be able to get to the Heroic Age, not that far behind Punkstar. One thing that I would love to see Kvoth doing right now is cutting military. He's got 10 population here. He doesn't really need to fight. He could try, but doesn't need to. And just fill that population up with villagers here instead of army. But instead it looks like he's going to get full pop and then stop production for a little bit here. Another thing that he needs to be a little bit concerned about at the moment is he's only got 3 military buildings. Yes, he's got the temple, so 4 military buildings technically, but he needs more. And this is something that most inexperienced Norse players don't do well, myself included, which is just get military buildings down as the game goes on. Because most of the time when you're playing civs like Norse, Egyptian, Atlantean, you can kind of go, I need more military buildings. No worries, I just take 5 villages off and I build 5 military buildings. You can't really do that as Norse because you need to be fighting. As Bragi now clicked up here for Kvoth. Curse getting dropped down. That's a lot of dead units there as Kvoth drops down to 124 population here. As the Nemean Lion going to be coming through as well. That's so brutal. This timing attack from Punkstar. He's also on 2 town centers as well. And do we see any military academies? Yes, we do. That's going to be Hypaspis. He can also make some Prodromus out as well as the fighting going to be continuing. And like I said, 700 wood in the bank right now is when Mr. Magnum Opus himself needs military buildings here. This town's only going to go down. All of the Ulfsarks here will probably get taken out as well. Lots of villages on the front here as the unit's going to be returning back over here. We do see Skadi on the way as looks like Kvoth has kind of panicked a little bit. Says, I can't make that flaming weapons work here. He needs the frost as he does lose a little bit of units here as they're going to dive back into the town center. This does buy him enough time here to click the frost onto this position here. And he probably will be dropping that down. No problems there. Punkstar still has a little bit of population remaining as 2 hill forts getting dropped and ceasefire gets clicked here. So those will not be enough as more military buildings can now finally come through for Kvoth. As he will start being able to pump out what he needs to pump out. But with those Hypaspis coming out, life gets challenging now for the Norse player because they don't really have a great answer to these Hypaspis. Technically speaking, the answer to Hypaspis is raiding cavalry, technically speaking. But they have decent armor, they have decent HP, at 95 base, which is only 10 behind the Raider. And their damage, it's 3 damage behind the Raider as well. So you have to get tech in terms of heavy cavalry, weapons tech to actually win those fights against those Hypaspis. That's what's important here. As now we see Punkstar grabbing himself that 3rd town center, and I guess Punkstar has avoided the pain with that Skadi, with that Frost. But, I mean, Kvoth has still got a crazy amount of economy here as the army is pushing through here for Punkstar as best as he can. He does have that Atlanta out to deal with those Frost Giants. He's also got the Hippolyta out as well, but the town center is targeting that down very, very quickly here. Especially with fortified town centers. Fortified town centers gets a huge boost to damage coming out of that town center here. And I just don't think Punkstar has thought through this attack very well here. Heavy infantry coming through and Punkstar has to pull back. He will get his town center up. He will have these rhinos to eat here. But he's now down to 95 pop. Kvoth is at 160 population here with 3 Frost Giants. He's got 0 favor in the back. He's got a 4th Frost Giant, a 5th Frost Giant coming. And Kvoth is in the driver's seat. He can do whatever he wants here to win this game. He can go for Tier. He can go for Ragnarok. He can go for a Titan Ragnarok. He can go for a Titan Wonder Ragnarok. And Punkstar realizes that as he does decide to tap out here. GG, I think Punkstar made a little bit of an overzealous decision here to push in and take this fight. Once the Frost was down, once the Town Center was in, just retreat back, play the heroic gauge, and just take your time here and just try and defend everything afterwards. Because you do win the late game here as Greek. Everyone knows Greek wins this late game against the North, so you just have to take it on the chin, so to speak. But Punkstar does make the correct analysis here. The North's economy is really, really strong here. Even before that Town Center came in at the 9-minute mark, let's just take a look at the resource total here at the 9-minute mark. It's actually quite close. It's actually quite close. This is a surprise to me. I think potentially here, Punkstar, because he wandered through and he lost so much HP and initiative on this attack here, that gave Kvoth the ability to grab this town center. Whereas maybe Punkstar should have just sat back and just played for more of a raiding style where he's not going into the main base. He's trying to hit off of the hunt up here, prevent this wall from coming up here, hit this position over here with his cavalry, prevent all of this from coming through as well. And all the other good stuff. Is the Vil count close as well? I don't think it was. It was pretty close, actually. In fact, I think everything was going really well. Even the score was going well up until maybe this point here. After this ceasefire, it just was not continuing to increase in score. You just needed to retreat back and be completely fine there. One other thing to consider when you click ceasefire on the Frost is to just wait 10 seconds or so before you hit ceasefire to give you that retreat out. The time to get out of the position and not get trapped. But well played by Kvoth nonetheless. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next game.